what happens when we ignore things like a $6 million pool. So if you guys are sick and tired of this and sick and tired of making sure that we don't have these things that happen in the future, please make sure that you do get out and vote today. I'm not sure if you guys are even hearing me. Hold on just a second. Let's see. I apologize if I'm going like really wonky. Okay, there we go. We have two viewers. I see that you guys are here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Virrick Park polling station, where this is a polling station that I wanted to show you directly here at Virrick Park, because I wanted you to see that we have basically two different districts that are represented at one polling station. So it's very confusing for voters. Voters everywhere are asking, where do they actually go and vote today? What's actually, the area where they're supposed to vote, and how do they find out? So if you too, hello Lola, I'm so glad that you're here joining me. We have Barbara and Danielle here with me right now. I don't know if you can see them in the background. I'll bring them on camera shortly, but I wanted to go over a couple of things that I have recently learned regarding this Virrick Park poll. I just thought I would show you some of the vague contracts and how things actually get started here in the city of Miami. So I call it the one-liner joke. So this is actually, believe it or not, the start of a Miami contract bidding system. Okay. So one of the things that you're going to get with me is you're going to get somebody that actually knows how to read contracts, that knows how to read architectural plans, so that we don't continue to have uh, just endless construction on projects that could be easily avoided. I'm having to be really careful where I go because I have on a polling shirt, so I'm not able to go past certain lines today. But anyway, we've got the Virrick Park pool, and I'm going to try to walk back here, show you the Virrick Park pool, because it's very concerning to me that we have this one line contract that looks like somebody could bid over $7 million for a pool. And I just want you guys to think about that. $7 million for a pool. Okay. These things don't really cost this much, first off. And then I want you to see the exact condition of the way that this is now. So forgive me in my camera views. I just want to share with you what it looks like when we're walking into Virrick Park right now, so you guys can see what's occurring here. So as we walk into Virrick Park, there's a lot of concrete here, whereas people are asking for green spaces, and it looks like we have more concrete than we do green. This is the green space here in terms of maintenance, usage. It is shady, so we'll say that. The green portions are shady, but it's huge amounts of concrete that are very interesting here as a whole. But there's no basketball courts or anything like that, just picnic tables that have really nothing going on. It looks very disorganized, very discombobulated. And then this is the new facility. You can see that it's being built out of cinder block as a whole. And this is the status of the pool right now, the pool depth. And this is $7 million, almost $7 million, what you're looking at. 6.2 has already been approved for this project. And I just want you guys to think about, okay, so we have these cinder block buildings, and we have really beautiful mansions in Miami, okay? So we have really beautiful mansions in Miami, and I want you to see that those are cinder block, okay? Cinder block. We all know how cheap cinder block is, right? So when we are spending $7 million on cinder block and a pool, I become extremely concerned, because this is absolutely ridiculous. It's very interesting, and lack of detail and a lack of attention to detail and just paying attention to what we are getting is extremely concerning to me as a whole. So if you are also concerned about this, please make sure that you go out to vote today. It is absolutely critical. I've said, listen, I've put myself on the line in terms of running for this election. So the least you guys can do is go out to vote, because otherwise you cannot complain afterwards. Because this time you actually have a candidate in the race who, number one, knows how to read architectural plans, who knows how to read contracts, who's not afraid to hold the government accountable as a whole. And I'm backed by some of the most amazing, talented people. Barbara Casanova. Say hi, Barbara.
Hi, everyone.
So why should everybody get out and vote today, Barbara?
You know, you were like Christy said, you can't complain if you don't vote. And I'm sick and tired of people saying, just throwing their hands up and saying, what's the use? We have a candidate. We have hardworking volunteers. Christy knows how to stop corruption in Miami, and we need to stop this where it stands right now. So please come out and vote. And
Barbara, are we seeing a lot of people out voting in general?
So right now, as it stands, we are ahead on election day voting, Republicans by 100, and early voting, the same pattern. We had 100 votes more than Democrats early voting. By mail-in ballot, we're down by 500, but that's remarkably close considering in the past it's thousands we're usually down. So the Republicans have really been doing their job at returning those, but we need people to go out today because it's down to the wire. It's going to be so close that it's like a few votes might make a difference today. So please be counted.
Yeah.
We want your vote counted.
Danielle, what have you noticed? This is Danielle.
Hey.
So Danielle, what have you noticed in Miami and in voting as a whole versus like other areas where you've lived?
Well, I've noticed that people love you. So I've noticed that. Everyone, when we were out last night, and I was noticing that everybody was walking by with a thumbs up saying, you have my vote. So that's what I've noticed there. As far as voting back home, I don't know, everybody is very divided, it seems. But I think that you are so good at getting straight to the point, and you're very hardworking, and Christy is needed to destroy the corruption in Miami. So,
thanks, Danielle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Vote.
Well, listen, you guys do have to get out and vote. We've done our part. We've let you know that there is an election. We've let you know. We've been to multiple candidate forums speaking at I think there's been 7 candidate forums total. Not only have there been candidate forums, but we have delivered more than 50,000 pieces of content per week to voters. So I hope that you have been on that list. If you haven't, we have an even bigger problem, because that means that your information with the Secretary of Elections may not be accurate. So make sure that you do check with them. If you want to receive text messages in the future, emails in the future from me, you can go to my website, christyformiami.com. Make sure that you sign up there. That pool is being built as small in size and in depth, is not suitable for races or competition. Yes, thank you so much, Dolores. I'm assuming that people know that, so I thank you very much for bringing that up to everybody's attention. So yes, so let me go back to what Dolores is saying. So with the pool itself, the controversy actually started with the pool as a whole, because the pool depth was not what it used to be. It used to be it had a diving board. It had many more opportunities for swimmers to swim competitions and dive competitions. And now there is no opportunity for those dive competitions and swim competitions as a whole, because number one, the pool depth is only 5'3" deep. And in order to host an actual competition, the pool must be 6 feet or deeper. So the entire thing with pools is really off, and that's per the U.S. swim standards. I actually posted that on my Twitter page. So if you guys have not seen that, make sure that you do follow me on Twitter. I posted the documents that I just held up a few moments ago, because these kind of issues could easily be avoided if we had an actual commissioner that, number one, understood how to read plans, understood how to read contracts, and then could communicate that to the public as a whole, because we must absolutely have an opportunity to understand what our commission is voting for before those plans are produced and before we pay any money as a whole. So let me make sure I haven't missed any comments. So yes, Dolores, make sure I'm going to star that comment and bring it up so that people can see it, because that is absolutely critical. So we must make sure that that actually happens here in Virrick Park, that they are continuing work. Sabina Kovo, the current commissioner, is basically making it out like, oh, it's just an oversight. We're just moving forward. No, we're not. So with your votes and me in office, we will immediately put a stop work permit on this. Matter of fact, I'm calling for it already in the media to stop work permit, put a stop work permit on the project until it can be absolutely resolved, because at this very point in time that could have been fixed, the depth could have been dug a little deeper, and we could have all moved on with life and had a few like bits and pieces of materials. But I will tell you that my competition is absolutely terrified that I'm going to get in and going to put a stop work on a lot of these things, because that's what the commissioner has an opportunity to do, and we must make sure that we have the opportunity to have a voice and give even the Black Grove a voice, because there's many times that they are like left off of the map in terms of projects as a whole, taking care of projects, maintenance. I can tell a severe difference. We would not live in this. I mean, I would tell you, in terms of, and then when the West Grove HOA calls in and asks for help or whatever, I mean, it's just messy. I'm just going to give you an example here of even something that I'm seeing that I think our city should be absolutely concerned about, because as far as I know, these gates aren't to be replaced, but yet, we have paint like peeling off here. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, this should not be happening this way. That's lack of care and concern as a whole. And then if we don't get those, get these gates and stuff repainted, we have to replace them because they will rust. So those are the type of things that, I have a lot of common sense and understand, and make sure that, paint is a lot cheaper than replacement. Let's just put it that way. So please get out and vote today. God bless you all. Do you have any other questions? I don't see a ton of people on today. Hopefully you're out voting. And I'm going to jump off of here because we have to get out and vote. Okay. And what does the specific depth say on the contract? Oh, the contract depth actually says 6 feet. So that's great, Pamela, Mom. Thank you very much for bringing that to my attention, because I forget that I've gone on another show talking about the depth of the pool. The contract actually states that the depth of the pool is supposed to be 6 feet. So it would be very easy, or from what I've read, it's showing that it should be 6 feet. So it would be very easy for us to go back and state, that this must be 6 feet. In one area it says 6 feet, one area it says 5 feet 3 inches. So it really just depends. It's up in the air at this point in time of what would actually be right, but it's something that should have never crossed commissioners' desks, to have plans that say 6 feet 3 inches and a contract that says 6 feet. So those are just very, easy things that almost I think any of us as humans could see. And that is also the reason I will be posting all the contracts and everything on my website as your District 2 Commissioner, so that you can help me oversee those contracts and you have access to them prior to my vote, which is something has not been heard of in the history of Miami politics or political office as a whole. But there is no reason that those contracts should not be available for you to view prior. So if you agree, please make sure you go out, vote Christy Tasker, number 266. Take a neighbor with you, and these town halls will continue with me in office and inside the District 2 office. God bless you, and thank you so very much.